Top of the morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the Erickson coaches out there. A hearty and healthy Irish hello. Dermot Butterly here, the Erickson business building expert, and also the creator and facilitator of the upcoming program, The Art and Science of Business Building for Coaches, starting in October 2nd. Had a lot of students ask me about the program, so I thought I might create just a brief video to give some information about the structure and the content of the video. When I first started I finished my training back in 2012, and I struggled for a lot of years to create my coaching practice. I would come to the office every day, and I was kind of like the deer in the headlights. I'd be there like, what do I do now? I've got my training, but what do I do? And I spent quite a long time in the office. I struggled for about 5 years in the office. Wondering, how do I really create a business? What does a coaching package look like? How do I create my coaching fees? How do I invite people to have a conversation with me? What does that look like? How do I enroll people? What types of things do I say and do? And how do I be in the enrollment conversation? What do I do after a client says yes? How do I reach out to companies? How do I reach out to people that I want to coach with? How do I serve people? How do I get away from being needy into really serving people powerfully in a coaching conversation? How do I create clients of possibilities instead of out there trying to get clients? Now, I wasn't thinking all these questions when I first started. The only thing I was doing was spending my day looking busy on social media and writing emails to friends asking them if they would even consider coaching with me. And I found there's a better way. After doing all that, I was close to giving up, and I decided I'm going to hire a coach. The light bulb went on, and I thought I'll hire a coach, someone who has trained lots and lots of people professionally on how to build a prosperous coaching business. I'll hire that person, and he'll teach me, he'll train me, he'll show me how it gets done and what types of things to think about. Because there's a big difference between being a coach and being a business owner. Very, very, very different. So I hired Steve Chandler, and 6 months into our conversation, my coaching practice just took off. Within 6 months, I was making six figures in my practice, which totally blew my mind. Now, what Steve taught me and what I learned from taking his program, and I also invested time and energy in the Michael Neal's program, the Super Coach Academy, and also his other business building programs. I spent a lot of time and energy and money in really looking into how do I create a prosperous coaching business. So I've taken the best of everything that I've learned from all of those programs, and also from Steve. Steve has been my coach now for a little over 2 years and is still my coach today, coaching me on how to make my business even better. So today my coaching practice looks a lot different. I have a lot of fun in my coaching practice, something I never had. I create my schedule the way I want it, something I always wanted but never had. I have a freedom of choice of working certain days and not working certain days, something that I always wanted to have, but didn't. So let's jump into the program and share a little bit of the content. Okay. All right, so the art and science of business building for coaches. Building a prosperous coaching practice one client at a time. And it really is one client at a time. All right, so let's jump in. So I'm going to give you a little bit of the structure of the actual program. So we'll meet, it's online for 6 months. It starts October 2nd, and it's 2 classes per month for 3 hours and 30 minutes. And so it'll be on Zoom, so it'll be online, and we'll meet for 3 hours and 30 minutes. There'll be breakouts, there'll be conversations, there'll be trainings, there'll be facilitations, there'll be experience, there'll be practice. There'll be a lot of experiential things going on in the class and also outside of the class. In each month, we'll have one prosperous guest speaker, which means I've arranged it so that we have 6 of the best coaches on the planet. Michael Neal, Steve Chandler, Kathy Casey, Melissa Ford, all 6- and 7-figure coaches. They're going to come in and talk to you about, hey, how do I build a practice that is prosperous? How do I make money in coaching? How do I fill my calendar with client conversations each and every day? So they're going to come in and talk about that. They'll talk for about 15, 20 minutes, and then you can ask them lots of questions, and they'll also do some spot coaching. Part of the content of the program will be audiobooks, and 4 books, 4 of the best books, I think, on the planet in terms of business building for coaches. And of course, the 4 books are from 4 of the guest speakers. So that's always nice. 1 weekly prosperity building video. So one of the things that I thought was so important, and it was for me when I started, because I would spend hours at the computer looking busy, wondering, what should I be doing? Like, I have a full day, and what should I be thinking about? How am I getting clients? Where am I getting clients? How do I connect to businesses? Who do I want to work with? How do I do that? How do I schedule my day? How do I create systems with technology and with different things in place to keep me accountable and support me as I go through building my business? I had no idea on how to do any of that. And I'm sure if you're listening, you probably feel the same way. So every week I'll have a video that I'll send out, part of the program. Outside of class, there'll be a weekly 20-minute video on just jump-starting your week. Then outside of class, for more support, we'll have the 1-hour mentor call where I'll be coaching every month. I'll be coaching 2 of the students, 30 minutes each way. I'll be coaching them in how to build their businesses, and anywhere they're stuck or they've got obstacles, well, I'll be coaching them online with that. Also, for more support, one of the things I did not have back in the day, I didn't have the money to hire a coach. And so one of the things I built into the program was you'll have a peer-to-peer coaching. You'll have a coaching partner, a coaching buddy, an accountability buddy. You'll be creating action plans. You'll be creating things that you want to create in your practice in class. We'll be talking about it. We'll be experimenting. We'll be masterminding. We'll be brainstorming ideas, all of that type of stuff. Unique to you, connecting you back to your own creativity as well, which is something that a powerful coach does for a client. And you'll get to meet with someone from the class, a peer coach in the class, and you'll get to talk about and create and hold each other accountable to what you say you want to create in your business. There'll be lots of surprise bonus prosperity building downloadable audios. I've had the pleasure of over the years interviewing some of the best coaches on the planet, and I'll be sharing all of those with you throughout the weeks in the program. Now, one of the things that I think I created for the program, and I just think it's probably one of the best things I've ever done, was it's free access to the coach's inner circle. I created an inner circle. So when you're done with the program 6 months later, you're not thrown out into the world and then you're like, oh my God, now I'm on my own again. You're going to have a lifetime membership to the inner circle. And that's a 1 hour a month Zoom call with me and some top coaches that are in the program and that are in that inner circle. And we'll be brainstorming. We'll be masterminding. How do I want to move my business forward? Where am I getting stuck in my business? What's the next thing I want to create? What's the next relationship? What's the next fee that I want to get to in my business? Whatever it might be. And they'll be monthly for as long as you like. You'll also have access in the program to the private Facebook. We'll be sharing resources, connections, interviews, audios, students helping students supporting each other. Access to the Erickson Business Building Facebook page. If you haven't already done that, I absolutely invite you to go and check out the Erickson Business Building Facebook page. I've put up lots of Coaches Cafes videos. They're 1 hour videos. There's also business building tips, like 2 to 5 minute business building tips of some of the top things that I've learned from my coach, Steve Chandler, over the years. And I share them on the Business Building Facebook page. So please take full advantage of those. They're really wonderful. I'm not just saying that because I created them. They're actually pretty cool. You'll also have access to the Erickson Coaches Cafe. So before the program, if you, I'll show it to you in just a moment. there's this brochure that I'm giving you the information on will also be part of this video. But on the brochure, there's a Coaches Cafe webinar. You can see the link there. And if you click on that link, it'll take you to this page, and you can sign up for the Coaches Cafe. And that's a 1-hour call with me every few weeks. The dates are on the brochure. And you get to talk about the program. You get to talk about business building. I will be sharing about 15 or 20 minutes of content from the program, and then we'll have a conversation about it. But the whole hour will be spent on just supporting you to find new ways, different ways of building your business. You'll also have access to the Erickson Business Center resources. All right, so these are the dates for the program coming up. Starts in October 2nd and it runs through March 18th. It's a 6-month course. We meet twice per month, and lots of support and accountability when you're not in class, which is one of the things that I think makes the coach training really complete. If you want to know more, you can click on the link here. It's on the brochure, business building link. All right. Give you a snapshot before we close here of the actual 3 pillars of the program. There's 3 things that we created in the program that really hold the solid program together. The first pillar is the 24 disciplines of creative selling. These are also called 24 disciplines, where I'll be talking each week or every 2 weeks about distinctions. And some of the fearless disciplines include, selling the experience of coaching instead of trying to tell people about coaching. I used to tell people about coaching, but now I have them come in, I'm a professional, and have them come in and have an experience of coaching. Because to close a sale for coaching, for the client to look at and see, is this valuable to me? Is this what I want to commit to? They have to have an experience of it. Showing leadership in the close. What do you do when a client says, yes, I'd like to work with you? How do you close that conversation in such a way that it's professional and that the client knows exactly what they're going to do next, and you know exactly what the client is going to do next? There's an agreement, and you move forward with your coaching relationship. We're also going to be talking about things like why the client says no, why the client says yes, what to do when the client says yes, what to do when the client says no. And we'll be talking about, and again, these are just a few of some of the disciplines that we'll be talking about. Moving away from, am I worth my fee? Moving into, how can I be useful to another human being? How can I serve another human being powerfully? And part of that first pillar is the creative selling in action, which is the guest speakers. Now, I've talked a little bit, but there's 6 guest speakers coming in. Going to be talking about, Melissa Ford's going to talk about the sales process and building a prosperous coaching practice through service. Catherine Casey's going to be talking about the psychology of moving away from the fear of selling and, sharing about coaching with people into really enrolling people into a possibility, a life-changing possibility. Practicing and asking your fee. Ron Wilder, another 6-figure coach, going to come in. He's going to talk about just practicing and asking your fee. And if you don't know your fee, great, because we'll get to help you to create your fee, your coaching fee. Digital marketing, we're going to have Kerry Rigo come in. She's an expert. She's been training people in the field of social media for many, many years. And she's going to come in and talk about how do you really use coaching, how do you use social media? How do you create strategies in social media that really get results? Enrolling people in a client conversation and a possibility. Michael Neal will be coming in to talk about that. Again, one of the best coaches on the planet. And building systems and coaching within companies. I'm going to have a special guest come in and talk about how to get into companies. What systems do I need? What technology do I use to build my business? And then how do I go work with companies on a professional level? So that's the first one. The second part of the pillar is mastering social media. So again, we're going to have Kerry Rigo come in and talk about that. We'll also have some other speakers come in and share their wisdom around social media. All the students, the coaches in the business will be talking about how do they use social media. So there'll be a lot of sharing of ideas, a lot of sharing of creative ways to build your business. And then the third part is mentoring and support. Now, I needed a lot of support and mentoring to build my business. I hired Steve Chandler to coach me and mentor me on how to build my business, because I really had no clue. I developed my skills, but I had not developed my business skills. And there's a difference between being a coach and being a business owner. So you'll have students will meet once to twice per month in dyads, and they'll coach each other. We'll have 15 minutes of class will be for practice discussion if you're having any problems in your practice. A 1 hour coaching mentor call with me. I'll also be coaching and mentoring students in class, every class, on anything that they might be getting stuck with. Okay, and in case you're not sure who this guy is and what he's all about and his qualifications and areas of expertise, you can read on and on and on and on. All right, let's finish up, everyone. And again, all the links are on the brochure. Okay. I said to my coach, Steve, is this the right time for me to take your course? Because Steve was offering a course a couple of years ago, and it was out of my price range at the time, and it involved traveling and airline tickets and the whole lot, and it was quite a big investment for me. And he said, well, Dermot, I'm not sure that's the best question. A better question would be, how do you want your business to look? What kind of a business do you want to create for yourself? What kind of a coaching business do you want to create for yourself? How do you want to serve people with your coaching business? Why is it important for you to create a business at this time? And I thought there were some great questions. So I'm going to share those questions with you. And take a moment, pause this video and just take a moment. Hey, what would be possible for me if I could create a prosperous coaching business? How would that be for me if I could create a business that I love and that serves lots of people? How would it be for me if I can create my own schedule, create my own time schedule? How would it be if I had control over my time, over my business? Why is it important for me to create a business at this time? What might be the value of that to my life? Great questions to ask. You know, instead of, is this the time or is it the right time for me? Really go a little deeper than that, coaches, and think, you know, how would my life be served if I was to create a meaningful, life-changing, transformational, prosperous coaching business? If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, Dermot, at erickson.edu. You can also reach out to your enrollment advisor at Erickson, and they can share more about the program. Until the next time, think big, have fun, and stay curious. And thanks very much for watching, everyone. All the best for now.